Hello folks, SeKo Craft here, having a couple of drinks, going through some of my replays, now up at the top of Silver League, going up against a Protoss Rice Dimplet. Rice Dimples, oh that makes more sense. I'm playing on a projector so I can't really read that super well. This was my last game of the night, so I was really considering how I would not play a really long game because I had lost a game before this that was really long and drawn out and frustrating. So I'm going to go after this one with how am I going to try to end it a bit more quickly so I don't go up against that late game Protoss that always seems to eat my asshole out really badly. I'll go with my 9 scout like I usually do. Protoss has been the race so far that has cheesed me the least. I can't really think of any times when I've been, cannon rushed on purpose, proxy gates, only a couple of pylon blocks, but even then they didn't do much. So, yeah, mostly straight up games against the Protoss. Going to be going for a quicker pool on this one. I'm going to scout where he's at, and I was going to consider maybe running in some lings. I scout what's going on here, and I know that he's going to go for a fast expand. So down goes the pool. I was considering making an early big rush of lings to go in there and try and do some damage. But now that I'm getting into some, Diamond and Platinum League players, they at least know how to wall off decently enough that if you run in with a bunch of lings, they can generally stop that, and then you're just behind. So I don't want to go after that. Regardless, I have my pool coming up faster, so going to get down my hatch here pretty quick as well, which is still on very low supply. I really haven't built up as many workers as I should at this point, so economy wise I'm behind fairly significantly, but now at this point that these things are down, all I'm going to be building is drones, and I'll have my queen out hopefully sooner to help me macro up a bit. Gateway's just going down. Forge, I was worried that with what was likely going to be a Forge fast expand that this guy was going to throw down some cannons. So I believe under the production I do make a couple of lings just to be able to scout around and see what's going on, because I like sending off my first overlords out onto the map, whereas what I should do is probably keep my second one near my hatch to be able to see what's going on. Lings running around, see what's happening. Queen's on its way. And this guy is saving up for his Nexus. There it goes. And a cannon. So, like I said, fairly tight. If I came with some lings, like 6 lings, I could probably get a few up the ramp, but with the amount of probes he has, they wouldn't do much other than be a bit of a nuisance in his side. Smart of him, check for a third hatch. Which I'm not doing at this stage. Run this queen down after he injected. Oh yes, I did run in my 2 lings just to be able to see with this cannon up when only 2 lings and him blocking. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a scout in, so I'm just going to leave them back here just to see if I can intimidate a little bit, keep a little bit off guard. Overlord's getting into position. This guy's still hanging out, which I think is fine, just to be able to see what the timing of this hatch is. I think that's perfectly fine to do. Units now. Now I'm ahead in my workers because I powered up really fast, and I don't really have to worry about anything else. I'm not building any other attacking units because he's really, unless he sends in his first zealot, not really going to come after me. See the zealot come out, lings disappear. Going to get them out while I can and save them for later. You should be injecting now. You're injecting. And a Roach Warren, hooray! So my plan is to go for a 2-base Roach all-in. The problem with the Roach play that I do is I'm actually getting really good at really massing up Roaches fast, but I'm still having a lot of trouble not getting supply blocked. Getting up more gas. Gas? First gas. Second gas. Alright. Another big pile of overlords, because I once again hate being supply blocked, which I'm really good at. And what am I doing? Oh, here's his tech path of choice. Stargate. So, very minimal hold at the front. Still producing workers. Good on him. Not using his chrono boost, which would seem like the logical thing to do, even if he's going to chrono boost out his warp gate. So now I'm starting to mass out my roaches. I don't have enough gas, so I'm building some lings with it, and a big swell of drones to be able to back this up. I'm going to drop a creep tumor to give my roaches a little bit of assistance, because I'm not going to be teching up to lair, so I'm not going to be getting roach speed, so I'll give them every boost I can. Once again, I supply block myself very quickly. Roaches eat up your supply really fast. So I'm going to be delayed a little bit longer than I wanted to be at this stage. Going up this 4 gas, which I think is important when you're going to go Stargate. Couple of lings. I want these lings out here to be able to intercept like a zealot or a probe scout, so that he doesn't see my roaches until the very last second. Going for phoenixes. I do have a couple of queens, but I have no evolution chamber, so I'm a long ways off being able to defend a lot of air attack. Another big swell of roaches, so I'm up pretty good. Units wise, still slightly ahead in workers, and I have enough roaches now to go to attack. I'm rallying all my bases to my roach into the front, because it's just units from here on in. More roaches. I don't even have Zerg speed yet, because the big focus of this is the roaches. I needed to do the damage against the cannons and the zealots. Good little army, just to be able to hold the front. Did he send out his... Where did his phoenixes go? Phoenix? I'm not too sure. Oh, see, that's smart. I was about to say, I don't know why this guy's hanging out here, but, you know, whatever. In come the roaches. So this is a good chunk of roaches. I don't really know what to expect when I get in here, because I don't see the Stargate. So I'm going to do all the damage I can. Here come the lings. More units just rallying across, and he's getting out a Void Ray, which is smart at this point, right? Because, I mean, honestly, I've got nothing over here that can shoot up. So, plenty of army. Just going to try to knock down as much as I can. If I knew that he was going to Void Ray, I probably would have ran faster. He probably should have warped out another sentry or two, because he's got enough energy for one force field. That's it. Nexus goes down. Gonna take out the Forge, because I don't know how long his production of whatever this element is. Doing my damage. More units rallying. There's the border. Once I see this thing pop out, I know that my time is limited. So, I'm going to hopefully coordinate myself soon. There we go. I gotta go up the ramp. Now he misses, crucially, he misses a force field. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose to split up my army, but he let in enough here to be able to do damage. I'm running him straight to the minerals. I'll leave these guys at the front to come through, and I'm going to just do whatever damage I can. He has supply blocks, so he's not getting anything else out. Ling's going to town over here. All of his probes are dying off. So even if he did have more production, he's got another Void Ray. I'm producing 2 more queens at home. 3 more queens, my evolution chambers, and he GG's out. Which was fine. I mean, there wasn't much he was going to be able to do. Evolution chambers. I'm going to be going up to 5 queens with enough energy for transfuses. And even he did clean up all this army, which he could have. He had fairly nothing to fall back on. So, GG. Sean trying to play a faster game so that he could go and not play more StarCraft. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys later.